record, and I am gonna mute everybody except for Cindy. Okay, there, we're here. So thank you so much, Camille, for taking the time, and whoever is watching this on a replay, thank you for taking the time to accept your friend's invite to watch something that she thinks is very important to you, or he thinks is very important to you. We share this information because we think that everyone deserves to have this information. Myself as a business owner, a health coach, and a leader in my community, I share this information because I feel an ethical and moral responsibility to share this information. And so I'm going to have Cindy jump on real quick and kind of share what was intriguing to her when she took a look at this. We're going to show you a presentation, and then we'll share what has happened with us since getting involved with this company. So Cindy, if you can share, I'm going to unmute you. If you can, there you go.
Hey, yes. Okay, so hi everybody. Thank you so much for having me on tonight. My background is mostly in health and fitness, and for 15 years I've been in the fitness industry, and so taking care of my health and my body is very important to me. And so I also work with a lot of athletes, and I work with a lot of coaches, athletic directors, teachers. And one of the people that I had the pleasure of working with a couple years ago was an ex-NFL athlete who was very passionate about this company that we're going to introduce to you tonight. And when he finally got me to slow down long enough and take a look at it, it took me a few days because we're very busy, right? So it's hard to stop and take a look at something. But when I did, I knew right away that I wanted to be involved with this company for a few reasons. Number one, I like having additional streams of income. And so I'm a little bit on the different perspective than a lot of people who look at this company, because I looked at it primarily for the business aspect first, because the business model is very unique. It's a very simple way to work really, really part-time and bring additional income into my household. And so that's what attracted me first, very simply, was the ability to make extra money. And what I found, though, throughout that process was I was able to help myself physically, and plus help a lot of other people, either with their finances or their health. So it's really been, for me, it's been a blessing in more than one way. And as you watch the presentation that Trisha's going to share with you tonight, you'll see what I'm talking about. So it's very intriguing, and it's just a blessing. So I'm on a mission as well now as Trish is, to share it with as many people as I can. And hopefully you can see the value that we all see. So thank you for having me tonight.
Awesome. Thank you, Cindy. Enjoy dinner. Tell Dan I said hi.
I will. I'm sorry I have to hop off, but we're all here to answer your questions. So thank you.
Thank you, honey. So as Cindy hops off, I'm going to share my screen. And we are going to watch who we were just listening to, Rachel Garcia, who is our business partner. She is also a physician's assistant. She's been practicing medicine for 17 years, and that's why we let her do the presentations. So let me go ahead and play this.
My name is Rachel Garcia. I'm coming to you live tonight to share some information with you. It could be life-changing. I know that's a strong statement to make, but I'm here to tell you I've been involved with this company for 10 years, and every day I hear someone say, the information that was shared with me and getting involved in this company has changed my life forever. And so I'm going to do my best to walk you through some information about this amazing company that your friend invited you to take a look at. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not for you, but I believe you will know very quickly. I have a pretty big job to do my best to represent the company well, and I think you'll know pretty quickly. The name of our company is PURE. It stands for People United Reaching Everyone. And I have found in 10 years that there's two groups of people really attracted to what we have. The first group is interested in the health aspect. That was me. I'm a physician assistant. I've been practicing medicine for 17 years. My nephew had been diagnosed with severe autism in 2008, which was the year that I found out about this company. And with his diagnosis, I had become very quizzical, very inquisitive, I should say, about autism, where it came from. What is it? Why does he have it? Is it true that he will never speak? I had a lot of questions, and I have a master's degree in clinical medical sciences. So I began to do a lot of research and learned about the extreme importance of what we're putting into our bodies, and maybe even more importantly, what we're not eliminating. So I was the person who had the organic garden, and I was juicing, and I was spending a lot of money at the local health food store. When I heard this, I knew they were speaking truth. They were saying things in 2008 that no one else was talking about, but that I had found through my research on autism. And so I said, this is going to make my life easier. They know what they're talking about. I'm in. Now, there's another group of people that are interested in the health aspect that aren't taking care of their health. They know it. They're concerned about their health. They're concerned because their brother just had a stroke. They're concerned because their wife is on 4 meds and they don't like it. They're concerned because their kids are on medications, allergy meds, anxiety meds, ADHD meds. They don't know what to do. They go to the Whole Foods and ask the 19-year-old behind the counter who makes minimum wage. They love what we have here. Now, the second group of people are interested in the financial income that's possible. You guys, I help people make money. I help people make money working very, very part-time from home. One of the first things people often tell me is, I don't want to do sales. I'm not good at sales. Don't worry. This has nothing to do with that. Pay attention to what I'm saying. We've had people make anywhere from $20,000 in their first month to $100,000 in their first 6 months, just here in the last year. You can really do whatever you want to do. I will tell you, making $500 a month is very simple to do with what I'm about to show you. I'll tell you a little bit about the company. It's a 10-year-old company. They're totally debt-free. We have investors like Phil Knight. If you don't know who he is, go look him up. 27th wealthiest man in the world. He is a billionaire, a multi-billionaire, and yet he found this company. It's done $100 million in sales last year, in 2017, and has about 50,000 people in the U.S. who know about it. We've made it past those first few sticky years. Only about 2% of companies make it past the 5-year mark. We're going strong at the 10-year mark. Literally the fastest growing company in the DSA. And so this has attracted people like him. It's the real deal. It's not some fly-by-night thing that just started last week. It's going to be gone tomorrow. So I wanted you to know a little bit about the history as I dive into what attracted me. See, I wasn't attracted to any of that because none of that had happened yet when I got started. As a PA, I saw everything. Patients always were bringing things to me. Hey, check this stuff out I sell. Hey, look at this. What attracted me to this company was how it started. There was a clinical practice out in California where they taught patients how to use food to get their body working the way it was supposed to be working. And after 30 years of seeing patients, there was a 3-year waiting list to get in. And they said, people shouldn't have to wait that long to get this information. We're going to start a company, but we're only going to spread it by word of mouth. This is an online food membership club that you will only hear about from somebody else. They chose to take the millions of dollars that a typical company like Verizon, Coca-Cola pays to marketing firms and pay normal people like you and me. And I personally think it's brilliant. I don't know about you, but I refer people to restaurants. I refer people to dentists. I refer people to movies all the time, and I don't make money off of that. Nor do I expect to. But Xfinity, my cable company, so our cable company will take $50 off your bill. That's pretty awesome because they know when people believe in something, they'll usually talk about it. Imagine getting an email from Amazon Prime today saying, hey, for everything for being a customer, for anybody you refer to us, they get a membership because of you. We're going to pay 10% of whatever they purchase for the rest of their life because they wouldn't be a customer of ours if you hadn't told them how great we are. Of course, Amazon doesn't do that, but Pure does. So this is a place where you can go click a button and literally get the best of the best of health and nutrition answers. And let me just say, if you're somebody that's really into health, you really need to pay attention. We attract the purists. We attract the people who buy the best of the best. You will love what we have. Click of a button, best of the best. I joined for the ease. I joined to not have to go to the health food store to turn the bottles and do my research anymore. What I didn't expect was any results because I'd never noticed any results. It was kind of like when you order broccoli with your steak, right? You order the broccoli thinking, lots of studies have been shown on broccoli to be good for you. I'm going to order that. You're not expecting results. That's how I was with our supplementation. So when we started seeing results within a couple of days, I really took serious note. By the end of months, my insomnia was gone. My son's constipation issue was gone. My husband had lost about 40 pounds and his depression had totally disappeared. I actually was involved with a very small clinical grassroots study with a pediatrician in Gainesville and what we have here with Pure, and the results in the children were mind-blowing and really opened my eyes to the junk our children are consuming. And maybe you're one of those really good parents, but they go to school and they're given things. And the importance I learned of what we're putting in their bodies on a daily basis. People ask me all the time, what makes Pure different? I'm going to talk to the business person for a second. If you were pitching this on Shark Tank, they're looking at a few things. What's the demographic? It's for everyone. It's not just for the women. It's not just for those who struggle with their weight. It's for everybody who has a body. Because sooner or later, everybody figures out if you don't take care of this, you're in trouble. What's funny is we take better care of this than we do of this. It's for everybody. And a huge market to share this with. Second, it's consumable. I have a necklace that I bought at my friend's jewelry party. I have a baking stone in my kitchen that I bought at my friend's party. I'm only buying one. I'm not going to buy it again and again. In my opinion, that's kind of a not great business if your friends are only going to purchase the product one time. This is a consumable product. We went to North Carolina without our products a couple months in because we didn't realize what they were doing for us. All of a sudden, I wasn't sleeping, my son's stomach hurt, and my husband was a mess. And we realized we couldn't travel anywhere without our products. It's a consumable product, and this brings me to what really makes us different. 85 out of 100 people repurchase the products over and over and over again. And remember, I'm a clinician. I'm used to having pharmaceutical reps wait for 30 minutes to 2 hours to sit with me to show me why I should write for this antibiotic instead of this one. I want to know why. Why is this company's noni better than Whole Foods noni? Why is this company's calcium better than this calcium? So I went and did my research, and what I found was it's this centuries-old philosophy based on plant-based nutrition surrounding these three pillars. That if we cleanse our bodies of the toxins we've been consuming since we were born, frankly, balance out our pH and our hormone levels, and build ourselves up, our 60 trillion cells, with plant-based whole raw food nutrition, this amazing machine will work the way it was made to work. They knew what they were talking about in that clinic. That's why it works. We cleanse the junk out of our car every 3 months. We don't think about this. We have a gentle cleanse that cleanses the 7 channels you eliminate through. I had someone tell me the other day, I poop 3 times a day. I don't need to cleanse. We have 7 channels. 7 organs we were given that eliminate: your lungs, your liver, your skin, your lymphatic system, kidneys, blood, and intestines. The average American has 9 pounds of down in their intestinal tract. We got to cleanse the junk out before we put the good stuff in, or your cells can't even absorb it. They're so messed up with sludge. Balance out your pH and your hormone levels. How many plants you put in versus how much meat, dairy, sugar, soda, coffee you put in has an effect on how your body fights off disease and infection. How many plants did you put in your body in the last 24 hours? How many did your kids put in? See, my kids get more plant-based nutrition in a little 5-second shot of liquid in the morning than their whole class gets in a week. They build their cells up with good nutrition. You guys, there are massive studies that have been published showing the food we're consuming now is as much as 40% deficient in vitamins and minerals compared to what our grandparents were eating. You can't just eat organic and be okay. And also, you need omega-3s. Omega-3s are only grown near the equator. Where are you getting that from? We need to supplement. Eating organic plants is just not enough. We have a medical advisory board made up of doctors, medical doctors, and a pharmacist. 5 of our products are in the physician's desk reference. This is very validating. When I got started, we had none of this. No doctors, no physician's desk reference. But I saw the results. I saw the lab results. And as a healthcare provider, I knew how powerful this was. So I stuck. You know how hard it is to find someone who's been involved in a company like this and is still working hands-on with people after 10 years? I'm staying on tonight to answer questions from you guys live afterwards. I'm very serious about this. I'm very serious about getting the word out that people don't have to be sick. I put together this website. It's called purelifechangers.com. Ask the person who invited you to send you a link. Ask them to add you to our Changing Lives with Pure Facebook page where testimonies are posted daily. And you can go look through the research that I've done over the years. This is simple. I know you're probably thinking of people that might be interested in this. You don't need to be a healthcare provider. I don't want you to have a house party, do vendor fairs, farmers markets. You're already thinking, oh gosh, I got to drive around with stuff in my car and stick it in my garage. No, we did all that in the beginning. It doesn't work. You don't have to blast on social media. You don't have to hound your friends. You guys, all we do is we invite people to take a look. They know within 10 to 15 minutes of watching a presentation whether or not this is for them, whether or not they have any interest. Maybe their interest is just in the health. Maybe their interest is just in the additional income stream because they don't have enough money to pay their mortgage this month and they're trying to figure out, what are we going to do? There's no more hours in the day. I don't have time to go get another job. What am I going to do? We don't walk around with signs on our head that say, hey, my mortgage is due next week and I'm $500 short. We don't walk around with signs on our head that say, I haven't pooped in 5 days and my stomach hurts. We don't tell people these things. And I can guarantee you there's people in your life that need the information I'm sharing right now. And they will call you after they've been in for a couple of days, weeks, or months and say, through tear-filled eyes, because I get these calls daily, thank you. Thank you for sharing. All we do is invite people to take a look. After they've watched it, they always want to hear about our experience. What? Call the person who invited you. Why are you so excited about this? Hear about why they're excited. And then when you have questions, allow them to connect you to somebody. They're probably learning. They're trying to learn the answers to the questions themselves. Allow them to connect you to one of their business partners so they can take notes while they hear your questions being answered. It is such a simple, simple system that my 10-year-old can do it. In the beginning, we didn't know what we were doing. It took us forever to get the word out. We didn't have Zoom conferences like this. We literally sat in people's houses. You guys, it took me 3 years to hit this rank of diamond. I just had 4 teams do it in their first 2 months, just here in the last quarter. One team hit blue diamond.
So I'm going to go ahead and stop the share right there. And just like Rachel said, what do? We show the presentation, the plan, so you know what we're sharing with you. We share our stories and our experience with it, and then we connect to a leader. So let me share my experience. My name is Trish Muhlstein. I live in Orlando, Florida. I am a mother of 4 children, and I have been part of Pure for 5 years. Like Rachel, I started strictly because I saw the products and I was drawn to the products because I know as a health coach and being in the fitness industry for the past 15 years that it's super important to get your body alkaline. And really what attracted me to this line is that I knew the ingredients and what they could do to the inside of your body. So I saw it as a way, because I'm a multiple business owner, I didn't have time to bring on another business. I saw it as an easy way to make sure that my children could get the vitamins and minerals they needed very quickly. So it was more like an insurance policy to me. Now, over the past 5 years, I have learned so much through this system that I've been able to manage my children's health and then teach my children how to manage their health. So we don't go to CVS and, get a pharmaceutical like cold medicine or an allergy medicine anymore. I know, or, a stomach issue or a headache or whatever the case may be, I've learned how to manage my family's health, and my children have learned how to manage their health through correcting the intake that they get, the food and the nutrients. And by having all these products in our home, we can manage anything that comes down our way, build our immune system so that in the past 5 years, we haven't been sick and we're very healthy and thriving. So that's why I feel like it's a moral obligation for me to share this with people, because I hear on a daily basis. I own a swim school where I teach hundreds of kids, my instructors, and I see the kids over and over. They're on antibiotics, they've got ear infections, they've got allergies, they got eczema. I mean, you name it, they have it. And I feel like, oh my gosh, I've got to tell you about this system because I put it in my house 5 years ago and all that stuff has been resolved. So that's why we share this information. So I'm going to have Darice, thanks for joining us. I'm going to have Darice come on real quick, and then I'm going to have Ching come on real quick, and just so they can share why they're involved with this company. So Darice, take it away.
Hey,
Hey!
hi guys. So, my story is that I was extremely sick. I'm a health and wellness coach and a raw food chef, and I was struggling terribly. I had lupus. Well, first I had my thyroid removed when I was 14, so that made me have hormone imbalances. And then I was diagnosed with lupus, which is an autoimmune disease. And then I had a stroke, which really was a mess because following the stroke, I had seizures. And then I was put on a sleep app machine. And then I had chronic vertigo that they could not resolve. So I was on a walker, riding around the scooter, and declared disabled until last year when, just a year ago, Trish Mullenstein reached out to me on social media because we have the same name company, Lifestyle Wellness Group, to inquire about what it is that I do as a health coach. And I began to share with her that I wasn't actually coaching at that time because I was dealing with my own issues. And she said, well, I may have a product that can help you. My antennas went up. I was desperate for an answer. I was so tired of my whole life was filling prescriptions and making doctor appointments. That's all I did. And it was horrible. And I knew I couldn't help anybody else until I helped myself. Well, before I could get to the products, I ended up in the ICU with stuttering strokes. And so after I got out of the ICU, I was even worse off than I was before. I started the products. And in 2 weeks, I kid you not, 2 weeks, I started seeing results. The first thing I noticed was the pain from the first stroke had just dissipated. It was gone. And then the vertigo spell stopped. And then the pain on the other side when the second stroke stopped. Next thing I know, I was in the gym at 5:30 in the morning. No joke. I was working out, feeling fantabulous. Now, this is a year ago. So after 30 days, the results were amazing. And so I immediately knew this is something I have got to share with people because I have people around me in my circle that are suffering with diabetes, high blood pressure, and all kinds of illnesses. And I just knew that this was finally the answer that I had been looking for. And I have helped several people come off medications and turn their whole life around. They got their life back. No more being concerned about getting worse or things happening and you don't have an answer for it. These products work. Hands down, they work. I love it.
Awesome.
And Ching, I helped her.
And yeah, you're the one that introduced it to Ching.
Yes, I helped Ching.
So Ching, I'm going to unmute you, and I want you to share your story because you have such a great story.
Okay, so my name is Ching. I'm a mother of 3. My one son is diagnosed with autism since he was 2. And what actually got me started was Darice found out about my skin issues and my son's skin issues. We both have eczema. And I was at a point where I was very desperate to try anything because I've been to the dermatologist several times, and putting steroid creams on my kids was not an answer for me. Like, I do not like taking any kind of medication. I don't even like taking Tylenol or ibuprofen. So for me, when Darice introduced it to me and she said that it was all natural and it's something that she promised that will work, at that point I was really desperate. So I was like, I will try anything, thinking that it's not going to work, but I was willing to try it. And within 3 days, I had to tell Darice, my skin completely cleared, which was really unbelievable to me because I didn't understand how the concept of eating natural foods, plant-based, actually resolve my skin issues. And with Kai, I would say it took him about a month, and his skin is completely cleared. And with his focus in school and him trying new things, he never wanted to really try new things. Like today I share with you guys, he tried a hamburger of all things. Like never has he ever had a hamburger. So that was like a big deal. He's a chicken nuggets, french fries kind of kid. So anything outside of that was a no for him. So just getting him to try the smoothies and getting him to eat healthy, he's done so many milestones and so many new things that it's almost unbelievable. And my oldest son, when I give him the energy in the morning, he's focused in school, he asks for it. He sleeps well at night. His congestion is gone. No more allergy medicine. So, I mean, I have a lot of stories, but it's just like for me as a mom, I want to share it because moms need to know, like, kids do not need to be on any kind of medication. They need to know that eating healthy is the way to go. And I had to learn that myself because I was feeding my kids junk, and it was just like, it's easy because we're always busy moms and we're like, let's go, let's go, let's go. But we're not thinking that this is the kind of junk that's making our kids sick. So now I'm like really trying to just let my circle of friends know, especially with kids, that it's a better way, and there is a way. So I'm sharing my story.
Awesome, Ching. Thank you so much. I know you've had so much success with your kids, and it'll keep happening. The cool thing about this, now that I've been doing it for 5 years, like holistic way of healing and kind of changing your lifestyle, it takes some time. It's not like, taking a Tylenol or an Advil and having an immediate response, right? But the changes are so long and permanent, and it just gets better and better and better with time. Like, I didn't even realize until like 8 months in that my varicose veins were gone. It was something that happened slowly and slowly over time, where before I was almost embarrassed to wear shorts because I had, 4 kids and had these varicose veins hanging out and, bulging out, and they hurt. And then I was like, wow, like, look at my leg. It's gone. They're gone. They're all normal now. And it's progressively gotten better and better over the time. I noticed the change in like 8 months, but then 2 years in, they were completely gone. So as we get our body better and better, and our blood and our lab results, just as we build that nutrition in, it's so important. So we've shown the presentation, we have shared with you our stories, and now the next step is to connect with me. So whoever's watching this presentation, whoever showed you this presentation, if you have questions, whether it's questions on the business part of it or the referral program, or whether it's questions on getting started with a product protocol, set up a call with me so that I can know what's going on with your family and with your health issues, so that I can recommend, the protocols. Like Rachel said, she in Life Changers, for multiple years at the beginning, we were trying to figure out, like, why, when we give mangosteen, sulfur, and Mila, the combination of those 3 products, we see allergies, resolve, or we see inflammation decrease, or sinus congestion go away. Like, why does that work? So whatever issues you're dealing with, we have figured out the protocols to help you with those issues. So make sure that you get back on the phone, either with Darice. Darice is great with the products, or myself. Schedule a call, and we will be able to point you in the right direction. So thanks, you guys, for being on, and I will shut off this recording. Stop recording.